The Jiggy Bank has been out and about this week, and we can now reveal that tonight the pig is in Stockport.
Stockport?
Yes, Stockport, just outside the Pyramid Building.
Inside the Pyramid Building, right now, is Hayley. That's where it is. Inside, though, is Hayley Smith. She's hard at work in the customer services department of the cooperative bank. There she is, sat at the desk, completely unaware she's live on national television to the nation. Silence in the studio because we're going to go and speak to Hayley right now on the Jiggy phone. Here we go. Shh. Hello?
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 Yeah. How am I calling? How are you doing? How can I help?
Who am I speaking to, please?
It's Hayley Smith.
Hi there, Hayley. You've got a lovely voice.
E04.
Fancy being at work on a Saturday night, stuck in the office, Hayley. I bet you wish you were at home watching a bit of Saturday night television.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Hayley. Why not look at the monitor in front of you now, and you can do just that. Hi, Hayley!
Hi there, Hayley. You're live on our next Saturday Night Takeaway. Now, you've been nominated for a ride on the Jiggy Bank by your boyfriend, Stephen Malloy, and guess what? The Jiggy Bank is outside your office right now!
We're going to put 5,000 £1 coins inside that pig. All you've got to do is climb on top of it and ride the very life out of it. And remember, the harder you jig, the more money comes out the pig. So the big question is, Hayley, do you fancy a £5 ride on our Jiggy Bank?
Please?
Yeah! Yes! Good. We'll be back a little bit later to see how you do. But for now, Hayley Smith, everybody!
Well done. Now let's now come the part of the show where Dec and I go head-to-head in a weekly challenge to see who's crowned champion at the end of the series. Dec is already 3-0 up, but to be fair, he's been very gracious
I have
about
been gracious about it, because the last thing Ant needs is me bragging about the fact I've won all 3 challenges, and so easily as well. And you don't need me saying that. We've never had such a one-sided contest, and that I won both the previous series, and actually, in many people's minds, I am...
All right. Thank you. I think it's time for me to regain some pride in this week's...
Ant versus Dec. This time, it's personal.
Yes, this week's challenge was to learn how to be weathermen. Weathermen. Find out how we got on right after this break. Over to you, Christian.
Still to come tonight, there's something Michael Fishy going on in Ant versus Dec. Stephen Mulhern tries not to throw his toys out of the pram in this week's Grab the Ads. Go Stevie! And we've got an exclusive performance from Gwen Stefani in a few minutes.
Takeaway and Ant versus Dec. Now, this week's challenge is to write and present a live weather forecast. Here's how the boys got on in training.
Wonder what the forecast is for this weekend.
I'll tell you, you're getting beat. That's what the forecast is. This is my kind of challenge.
Touchy? A bit touchy.
Hello. Hello, Ant. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to the Metalfish College.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I love the weather. I do. People think it's quite a geeky thing to like, but I love it.
Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Very good.
The great news is that forecasting weather is really, really easy. The only problem is that it only becomes easy after the first 4 or 5 years.
So, the aim of this session, if you like, is to give you confidence in what you're saying.
We're going to do a forecast that goes from tonight into tomorrow.
And I get a badge as well.
You get a badge.
Feel like one of the gang already.
Lovely.
I don't care what the
Just select a symbol from here and click on it.
It's raining. You never hear me complaining.
I'm trying to kind of just write down the important bits of each page.
It's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
We don't try and learn a script.
Just assumes everything needs to rain.
So we're going to move in front of the screen and the camera, and basically you're just going to do what you've done sitting down, standing up. You happy?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, cue Deck.
And good evening.
Good evening. It's, what am I start with again?
I just like the fact it changes when I go like that, and I get really excited.
Those snow patches will make way for as early as...
Let's start again. Let's start again.
The sun has got his hat on. Hooray!
I'm going to be on telly in 5 minutes doing the weather.
OK, we've got a bit of an apprentice on the weather.
This is the hardest challenge we've ever done. It's the most nerve-wracking.
It's been a bit cold, though, hasn't it, Deck?
I'm glad you asked me that, Andrew. It is very cold out there, isn't it? Clear skies over Britain last night, a full moon. Aroo! If you're planning on going out over the weekend, which I'm sure most of you are. There's your weekend outlook. Have a great weekend. Here's your summary.
And a little bit later on, we might have a go at Ant.
It's really hard, Ant. It's really tough.
It's going to be nice round about this part here, around Newcastle, particularly at one house, because it's my mum's birthday. Happy birthday, Mum!
Birthday. It's done me.
That's you, Heather. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a quick summary.
They're both really good, and I think a little bit more detail. I think Decs' moves were a bit better.
There we are. Well, OK, please welcome our weathermen, Ant McPartlin and Declan Donnelly. Love the jumpers, first of all.
Thank you.
Very nice indeed. Are you ready for this?
We're more than ready, actually. We've had our Met Office summary this morning. We had exactly the same summary, so we've had an hour to prepare and work out what we're going to say.
It's really difficult. We've got 1 minute to fill. We can't go any longer. We can't go any shorter because we just have to fill the time.
Right.
If we're not finished in a minute, they're going to bang in the graphics. And we have no prompt in the studio. We have no auto cue, so we can switch that off now. We don't have anything. It's all in here.
Well, we hope. Now it's time to welcome our panel of expert weather presenters. ITV Weather's Sian Lloyd, former TVAM weather girl Ulrika Johnson, and weather legend Don Tetley. Welcome to all of you. Now you're nervous, aren't you? Well, the panel have been given the same weather summary as the boys and will be marking on both accuracy of forecast and overall style as well. Ant, you go and get yourself ready.
Okay.
Deck, you stay where you are.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah. And now, it's time for a look at the weekend weather with Ant McPartlin.
The weather, sponsored by the Royal Bank of Jiggy.
Hi there, a bit of a mixed bag weather-wise. Some good weather, some bad weather over the weekend, but the best weather is reserved for the northeast, and that's good if you're running in the Great North Run. We can see crisp, misty start, turning brighter and staying dry. Let's take a look at the weather tonight. We can see we've got lots of fog and mist up there in the north. Down south, we can see that it's going to be pretty rainy, quite cool up here in Scotland. 3 degrees Celsius, that's only 37 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is milder down south. Temperatures are going to be 10 degrees Celsius over there in Ireland. 8 degrees, and it's going to be pretty wet. Let's take a look at tomorrow morning. We can see that fog will lift, the mist will lift, the fog will lift as well, and we're going to have nice sunny spells down the east coast. Lots of rain over the west coast and Northern Ireland. Down in the south, much the same story, really. Lots of sun over on the east coast, but lots of rain over here on the west. Monday morning, start of the working week. It's not looking good. Sunny in the north, wet down there. That's your weather. I'll see you next time.